Hi, and welcome to episode 33 of the Yoshi and Lucy Knits podcast. My name is Denise, and I'm coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. You can find me in various places. On Ravelry, I'm Canary Song. On Instagram, where I'm most active, I'm Yoshi and Lucy Knits. And you can find my Etsy shop where I sell hand-dyed yarn at Yoshi and Lucy. So I have the window open right now because it's a little bit hot in here. So we'll see if it gets too loud. I'll close it. Just before I was gonna record, there's a lot of beeping because there's traffic. There's always traffic here, so it's just part of living in New York. So this episode I have 3 FOs to show you, 1 whip, and a lot of shop update news and a surprise acquisition. So my first FO is my Avenue socks. So this is a pattern. This is a pattern by Mina Phillip, and I knit these out of my own hand dye yarn in a sock blank that I dyed up. So yeah, I just did my standard sock, 2x2 rib, and the leg for about 6 inches, and then I did a German short roll heel, and then I just knit the foot until 7.5 inches until I do the toe. So yeah, these are my April socks. I only knit 1 pair in April because I want to focus on knitting shawls, which is what I'm doing now. Yeah, it was a good pattern. I enjoy it. It was pretty interesting. It's not difficult at all, and yeah, I'm glad I knit these out of this sock blank and not something that's more vibrant or variegated, because then you won't be able to see that pattern in it. And I do have to weave in the ends. I did not do that. I finished them shortly after I recorded the last episode, and I just stuck them in my box of socks after I blocked them, and forgot to weave in the end. So now I know I have to do that. I don't know what pair number this is. I think it's number 6 or 7. I'll put it down below if I remember to check. So yeah, that's my first FO. My second one, which I'm very excited to finally get this off the needles, is my Girl from the Grocery Store shawl. And I cast this on in the middle of February, and I just finished it last week. So here it is. I love it. It's so huge, and I didn't weave in all the ends. You see that? It's very, very wide. It like fits across the bed I'm sitting on, which is a queen size bed. So to give you an idea how big it is. And so this is a shawl by Joji Locatelli, and the yarn I used is my own hand dyed yarn. In the green is Araba Cadabra, and the gray is City Sidewalks. So I'm very happy to have this. I'm gonna use this as a sample, and I'm hoping to like take some nice photos this weekend, hopefully outside, just to show off the yarn and the pattern better. So I was trying to be monogamous on this the last week of March. This is back when my friend was visiting. So I was just, knitting on this, and I was just getting honestly bored because it's just, garter. And I was kind of getting ready for it to be off the needles. But once I got to this lace section, it was a nice change. And it took me way longer than I thought it would. I don't know why I thought that the lace section was much smaller than it was, because I hadn't looked at the pattern photo in a while. So I had in my head that the lace wouldn't take that long, but I think it took me over a week just to knit the the final section. And um, I like that color change with the gray in it, with the gray, and then changing into the green and then back to the gray. I like that. Um, so yeah, it's a big shawl. I don't have a lot of big shawls, so I'm happy to add it to my collection. And I really like this green. I'm probably not gonna wear it for long because it's a little bit warm today. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else to say about this shawl. And I don't know. I don't. This is my second Hohi shawl, and her instructions are pretty straightforward. Um, the first shawl I knit from hers was the Pure Joy, which is a similar construction but doesn't have the lace at the end. It's just garter. So yeah, I have a few of her other shawls in my queue that I want to knit this year, and hopefully I'll be able to. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this. So my third FO, which you guys have not seen because I cast it on last week, is another shawl, more like a shawlette. And so this is the Close to You shawl, and I cannot pronounce the designer's name, so I'll just put it down below. I apologize. Um, so I cast this on last Monday, and I just wanted a quick project. I was like, recently I've been going through my stash and just looking at my fingering merino. So I tend to leave any yarn I have that has nylon in it. I tend to just leave it aside to use as socks. And I have quite a bit of just merino yarn that I haven't knit with because, as I've said before, I've been knitting lots of socks. Last year I knit tons of socks, so I haven't gotten the chance to knit through that yet. And so I found this Hedgehog Fiber Skinny Singles, and this is in a Potluck 3 colorway. I think is that's their one of a kind colorways, if I'm not mistaken. And I purchased this at DU Knit last year during Woolenvine's trunk show, her first trunk show. And if you've been watching this podcast long, I got there and her yarn sold out. So I decided to buy Hedgehog because I've never worked with Hedgehog before, and I have knit another shawl with their yarn since then. But I purchased this colorway just because I like it, but I didn't have any plans to knit with it. So I just went looking for one skein projects, and I noticed that a lot of one skein projects needs to be they ask for more than 400 grams. So I like a lot of them say like 430, 425 or whatever, and most of my just merino yarn is 400 grams. So I didn't want to run out of yarn, obviously, so I was just looking around and I found this shawl. It's a very popular shawl. It's a free pattern, and the sample was knit out of 400 grams. So that's why I decided to cast this on. So I cast this on Monday evening after like a full day of dyeing, and I kept messing up the cast on. It's not difficult at all. It's just I was just tired, and I ripped it out maybe like 4 or 5 times. And there's a section where you have to do double yarn overs and then knit 2 together, and then this is maybe on the fourth or third row, and then going back you have to knit 2 and purl 1, and then it tells me I'm supposed to have, a certain amount of stitches, and I would count them, and I would be short. So I don't know what was going on, and that's why I had to keep ripping it out. But I got the hang of it, and yeah, that's just that's just what I was working on that all of last week. I've just been really feeling like a monogamous knitter lately. So yeah, I cast this on Monday, and I cast this off on Sunday. So it's like 7 days to knit this, and I used almost all of the skein. And yeah, it's pretty simple. And if you want, you can just keep going, and just keep knitting. There's no it doesn't stop you just because if you only use one. You can use two skeins if you wanted and make a much bigger shawl. So this is more of like a shawlette. And now I'm definitely getting warm. So um so yeah, this is my second shawl of the year, and I'm happy that I'm starting to knit more shawls. I need to invest in a blocking mat and in blocking wires or blocking pins. If you can believe that, I don't own those because I knit a lot of small garments like hats and socks where I don't need a blocking mat. So I just use a towel, and I use my spin dryer, um, which I use to when I'm rinsing out the yarn that I dye, and it takes out so much water. So this was dry in like a day after just pinning it out with sewing pins. um, so yeah, they both of them were blocked in a day. Um, so yeah, that's it. 2 shawls and a pair of socks. I feel like I've been very productive uh, these past 2 weeks. So now on to my only whip for this episode. Um, I wanted to cast on. Well, I was kind of undecided. I wasn't sure what I wanted to cast on. I knew I wanted to cast on a shawl, and I was just looking at the patterns I have and the yarn I have, and I decided to cast on the Amulet Shawl by Helen Stewart. This is the first time I'm knitting one of her patterns, and she does like this point system. I think that's what she calls it. And you just check off each row, and it tells you how far along you are in the pattern. So that's pretty cool. So I know that I'm 30% done with this pattern. I'm knitting the medium size. Um, and the Amulet Shawl was part of her Shawl Society patterns, and I think today she released Shawl Society 2, the first pattern from that. So this yarn I'm using is Sweet Sparrow Yarns in her Queenie colorway, which is character from Fantastic Beasts. So here it is in Caked Up. It's very, very soft pinks and soft browns. I really love it. Her colorways are very delicate. Um, and so I mentioned this before, when I purchased this yarn, I knew I wanted to do a shawl that had lace in it, and I dyed up this colorway to go along with it. So this is my own yarn, and this is in the coral colorway, and the base is Inez, which is 100% superwash merino. And this is actually the first time I'm like knitting a full project with it. When I got the yarn, I like knit a small swatch before I put it in the shop. Um, so yeah, I just started this is the eyelet section, and I just did the color change, which is going to be very subtle because they're both pink, but I think it's going to look nice. And then and then after this lace section, there's like a ridge section, which then I would change back to this yarn. And then there's going to be another lace border, and it's going to end up with this color again. So I don't know, I'm very much into pinks lately. If you saw my last episode, I showed like one of the kits I did for the Hohi mystery wrap was a pink. It's like a pink kit. I don't know why, I'm just into pink and like very like delicate and soft colors lately. Maybe it's just because it's spring is here, and that's just what I'm in the mood for. So yeah, I've just been knitting on this I think this is the progress I have here is like 2 days worth of work, and I'm just in the mood to just be monogamously knitting on something right now. I was gonna cast on a pair of socks, but I just couldn't pull myself away from this pattern. I think because of the percentage markers in the pattern, it makes me want to keep knitting and finish the shawl. Um, so yeah, so this is a Helen Stewart pattern. I'm gonna enter it into the Yarngasm podcast is doing a Helen Stewart knit along for the next 2 months. So hopefully I will finish it and enter it for that. So that's all my projects for this episode. I do want to share a surprise I had. So I was watching Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits podcast, which I've talked about before. And I've entered one of her knit alongs this past few months. It was the Timey Wimey Cal that she co-hosted with the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. And so I knit a pair of Impossible Girl socks, which is named after Claire, who was a companion for the Doctor on Doctor Who. And I was so surprised that I actually won a Cal. Like how many? I mean, it's been like 2 years that I just keep entering Cals and I don't win anything, which is fine. But it's always a surprise when you actually win something. So I won this bag from Molly Klein Design, and it's a really cute Paris-inspired bag. Yeah, hello. And it has like a Eiffel Tower, um, progress keeper in it. It has this cute lining inside, and it has some tea. So, so yeah, this is what I was expecting to get in the mail, and then Meg decided to give me some of her own yarn, which is pretty cool. So thank you so much, Meg. And this is Bad Wolf Girl Studios in her Mad Hatter colorway, and this is on her sparkle base. So yeah, thank you so much for the yarn, and I'm really happy that I won the bag too. And I already got cat hair and stuff all over it because I opened the package and I left it on the bed, and of course Simba, who's over there, decided to sleep on it. So, and he's shedding a lot, especially now that it's getting warmer. So yeah, I have fur everywhere. So, um, so yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you. So now I'm up to shop news. Um, First of all, I wanted to thank everybody. If you purchase one of the Hohi mystery wraps kits that I showed in the last episode, I was so busy last week. It was crazy. Like I never dyed that many skeins before in a week. I don't dye as much as other indie dyers, and I had like I think I dyed like over 100 skeins last week, and I got them all out in the mail. So everybody that ordered a kit should have gotten it. If you're in the United States, so I don't know. I just feel really proud of myself that I was able to do it. To dye up all those skeins of yarn, and it's really proved to myself that I can do this if I want to. And so I'm really happy to see a growth in my business. I'm hoping that continues because that's definitely it's definitely what I want to do for the rest of my life. I pretty much like hated every job I've had, so I'm sure you guys had jobs that you don't like, and so it really didn't seem like work to me. Even though I was working late hours trying to get everything dyed, it didn't really seem like work to me. I enjoyed every process, the dyeing, the scanning, the labeling, and the shipping. I loved it all. So thank you so much. And I am leaving the listings up if anybody wants to purchase a kit. You don't have to use it just for this mystery knit along. I think it's those two kits are pretty would go well with any 5 skein project. Um, so I'm actually having a shop update tomorrow, and it's my podcast finally lined up to my shop update because I haven't had a shop update since the middle of last month, just because I was so busy with um, dyeing all these kits up. Um, so my shop update will be tomorrow on Friday, May 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will be having quite a bit of yarn in the shop. So I'm gonna have my Wildflowers colorway. This was pretty popular. My last update, it sold out pretty quickly, and I've gotten a few requests for it. This was like it's like a surprise colorway. I wasn't dyeing this expecting that it would come out like so, but people seem to be enjoying it. So I'm having it on my Mercedes base, which is BFL nylon, and Isabel, which is merino nylon. This colorway is in one of my hoagie kits, and it's Twitter painted. This is on my Sparkle base and on my Isabel base. So the pinks come out much more vibrant on the Sparkle than it does on the merino nylon. I'm using the same amount of yarn. It's just how the base takes it. Same amount of dye, I should say. I will be having Alara Cadaver, which is what I knit my Girl from the Grocery Store shawl out of. It's a very vibrant green. I haven't had it in the shop in a while. I will have Georgia Peach, which is also one of my kits, and here it is on Sparkle and on my BFL nylon. I will have Agua Menti on my merino nylon. This is a really good, just tonal blue. And I will have Expectro Petroleum on Isabel. I do have it on Sparkle still in the shop. So that's just some of the colorways I'm gonna have. I have some more drying, and they will be in the shop tomorrow. So I think that's it. Just a pretty quick episode, and since I don't have that many whips. So I just wanted to thank everybody again, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Bye.